But now we're ready to move on to the drafting phase. So guys, let's get straight to it. Loading up to our drafting for Team Anything versus Resurgence. Let's get to it. On your screens right now, Team Anything on the blue side versus Resurgence on the red side.
Yeah, and these two teams, they're probably, of course, they took notes from what have been the results from the previous game. We saw Resurgence earlier getting annihilated essentially by Mineski. It was a pretty one-sided affair. So we'll see how Resurgence can bounce back because their tournament lives are at stake here.
Same thing for Resurgence. The one thing that's worth noting is Resurgence is so close to that playoff spot, and they're gonna head towards Resurgence, coming back towards the GCM, previously absent from the GPL. They're coming back strong, and let's see, can they secure that playoff spot?
Yeah, and these are a couple of fast bans coming from these two teams, with Team Anything banning out that Aatrox and Pike. Well, for Resurgence, they're banned out the Camille and the Nocturne.
So, Aatrox, Spike being removed, Resurgence still thinking. TAT, they had some mixed performances, but it just goes to show that they could stand their ground actually.
Yeah,
against
and
Ascension.
if you remember from day one, the game between Team Anything and Resurgence was able to use that Aatrox on Shinsekai, and he did get camped by Eyebrows in the top lane, but eventually Resurgence did get that win. That's why they took that away. And we see right now that Zoe hover, and they do lock that in for Team Anything.
Look at that, Camille has been banned, so we won't be seeing a powerful split pushing champion, but Zoe was left open. TAT immediately pick it up.
Yeah, and right now we're waiting for what will Resurgence choose to pick. But at the same time, the ban from this Rakan ban really has been one of the supports that we see always banned by the teams here right now in GCM.
And Kra is we did see his performance on his Thresh, but looks like Resurgence. What's this? That was an interesting hover. We did see a glimpse of the Queen, but right now Resurgence will lock it in with a Shen.
Yeah, and with that pick though, aside from that Shen, they do lock in that LeBlanc, which we saw previously against Mineski and Ascension Gaming, where that is the same matchup, Zoe versus LeBlanc. So we'll see how these two players will navigate that matchup.
So LeBlanc, one of those mages that you kinda don't want to feed and let snowball happen. But for TAT, interesting. Eyebrows will be playing the Jarvan.
Yeah, but at the same time, Jarvan can still be a flex pick. And the Jarvan can also still go top lane. They can have Jarvan just be that, just build full burst and just kill a single target. And we also see another hover right now.
Okay, they're thinking for their supports there. Looks like Alistar will be locked in. So we're thinking here, TAT having a Jarvan, having Alistar. What a great engage they have.
Yeah, exactly. With that amount of engage though, we'll see what Resurgence answers back, because there's still a lot of champions open in terms for disengage for Resurgence. They can still pick that Gragas if ever they would want to deny the engage coming from Team Anything, and there might be locking in that Ezreal, which is arguably one of the safest marksmen out there.
I really like how Resurgence is playing this here. Very close, guys, towards that playoff spot. I wonder if they have what it takes to secure this game, because we're seeing an Ezreal safe laning phase there, paired up with a Shen.
Yeah, and it will just be, I feel like if you have an Ezreal in the bot lane along with a Shen, and we know Shen's likes to keep roaming around the map, keep trying to set up kills for for their other members. So Ezreal having a really safe way to escape ganks would be fine if being left alone there in the bot lane.
And it looks like second phase bans are being dished out here. Varus being removed, and TAT smart ban there, removing the Trundle. Looks like they have ways to pinch Kratos' pull in the jungle side.
Yeah, and also I think it's another smart ban, as you were saying, because I think the Trundle pillar can stop a lot of the engage, can stop the Jarvan from flag and dragging if the pillar is in the right place, and it can also be a really good way to shred away some tanks. And we see their Resurgence banning out that Xayah.
Okay, looks like Ribina's pull is being pinched here. I wonder what marksman will he pick, but again, TAT still banning out the jungle, because they did show that it's a Jarvan jungle, quite vulnerable to a point where, okay, powerful ganks here and there, but still vulnerable to invades.
Yeah, exactly. I'm actually also pretty curious, since Swain has been left open here, and it's also another champion that Team Anything can choose to pick in the bot lane along with that Alistar. We do see the Xin Zhao lock in for Resurgence.
We're also seeing the Jin being hovered by TAT, so looks like we'll be seeing a Xing Xiao jungle for Resurgence, but right now TAT, they're thinking, what's it gonna be? Marksman has been pitched by 2 bans, but that's not gonna stop TAT for hovering on that Jin. Can work pretty well. Looks like they'll go heavy poke first before they go hard engage. They lock in the Jin.
Yeah, and also Jin is pretty good in a lot of pick compositions because right now Team Anything does have that Zoe, Jarvan, and Alistar, which are pretty good at setting up single target picks. Along with that Jin, it will provide a lot of ways for them to be able to lock down a target. And we see them hovering the Sejuani.
That's a lot of tanks. Meat shields for TAT, but do they have enough damage? And you look at Resurgence, the Zoe may not have the easiest time. We do see solid frontliners from Resurgence, the Shen, the Xing Qiao is right there. But right now, top laner's missing. What's it going to be for Resurgence?
Resurgence can, I believe, round this out with probably what Ascension Gaming picked earlier, but they are hovering on this Gnar. Yeah, they go for this Gnar right now. They want this Gnar to go against Jarvan in the top lane.
So that's going to be a Jarvan on the top side. Matchup-wise, I don't think that's going to be easy for Aaron.
Yeah, and it's because Gnar is a raid champion. He has a lot of ways to dodge those flag and drags. But at the same time, if Aaron is able to hit his full burst combo, and I would think that he's gonna build full burst, then Gnar in his mini form will just get shredded by this Jarvan.
But if he ever goes in with a full combo with a Cataclysm in place, he just sets him up for death there because he can just push him to the wall, granting a free stun. So Gnar, in a way, is a very time-based matchup for the top side. But looking at bot lane, it's a more on stale because we're seeing an Ezreal want to stack things up there. But I'm excited to see how the mid laners can. I mean, you like to see it happen. You want to see them at least influence just a little bit in the silence, but leave it to the junglers to really set the mood for the game.
Yeah, and that's what I've been seeing in the past few games, that it's just the junglers dictating the pace. It's not a lot of 1v1s. It's not a lot of these outplays from these solo laners. And I'm actually pretty excited again to see another Zoe versus LeBlanc matchup because I think it's a really heavy skill matchup between these two champions, since if Zoe does not have her bubble, it's kind of the free moment for LeBlanc to just try and deal more damage, try to burst down the Zoe. But at the same time, the distortion is kind of, for a lot of experienced players, it's a bit telegraphed, especially for Zoe's, and you would see the distortion direction immediately from LeBlanc, so you can predict where she's gonna stop her distortion at and point that bubble there. So it's gonna be a lot of mind games for these two champions in the mid lane.
We see a lot of skill matchup here. I mean, time-based skill matchup, especially the mid lane, as you said about the LeBlanc and Zoe matchup. But I think for the viewers just tuning in right now, we just concluded the drafting phase, but don't worry, we're gonna show you how things went by with this summary on your screens. Flashing in right now is Team Anything on the blue side versus Resurgence on the red side here.
Yeah, and just talking a bit more about these two drafts right now, I believe you were saying earlier that Team Anything might not have enough burst or might not have enough damage, but I do believe if that Jarvan goes the full AD build, they can just keep on killing all the squishies from Resurgence. And they don't really have the traditional tanks that we saw earlier from Ascension, where they had that Mundo that just can't be killed. I think Team Anything and Resurgence, it will all boil down who can navigate the team fights better.
And now, I mean, if you want to root for a favorite team, let us know in the hashtags. Hashtag TAT win or hashtag Resurgent win or RSG win there, because this could be the game that Resurgence can secure their playoff spot. We will know. We are ready. Let's see how they will perform. Resurgence in a tight spot onto Summoner's Rift. You know, I can't stress enough that this match, this game 4, means a lot. Especially Resurgence, who can actually just end it right there by going to the playoff spot with Ascension Gaming. But for TAT, you know they want to make the dream alive for your region. So, let us wish both of these teams good luck.
Yeah, and exactly. Good luck to both of these teams, but again, we should stress how important this game is for both of these teams. Obviously, Ascension Gaming looks like to be the strongest team in this group. So I bet Resurgence does not want to bet on that, to try and risk going against Resurgence in their next game. But for now, they would want to secure their spot in the semifinals.
Let's see how things pan out. I'm pretty sure TAT realizes this, and they need to do something about it. But for Resurgence, if you're that close, you push harder.
Yeah, you can push harder, but sometimes it's pretty risky. And sometimes if you bet on the wrong thing, risk can really hit you hard.
And I mean, if you go in for the risks, I think it's going to be worth it for TAT because at this point they need to dish everything they can here. But looks like, again, we don't see heavy invades at the start. We're just going to be seeing wards being planted by both teams.
Yeah, and right now it's just gonna be pretty standard for all of these teams. It looks like Eyebrows is gonna get that leash in his red buff.
So we will be seeing a red start for TAT's jungle. And as for Resurgence, Kralix, I think we will be seeing an exciting bot lane, but of course we all know what's gonna happen in the bot side.
Yeah, and Shiala just going for that cheeky Mystic Shot, getting that Kleptomancy stack. It's gonna feel good that I think he got 60 gold from that.
You wanna stack up this Klepto, and at this point, let's hope Resurgence do stack it up, but for TAT, they have answers, they have resources to deny the engage coming from Resurgence.
Yeah, and also this Jhin, apart from having Halo Blades, he does have that Doran's ring, which we have been seeing on some Jhin builds right now in this tournament. And you know, Jhin builds that Doran's ring because he wants to sustain in the lane, just keep on spamming his abilities. But we see here Eyebrows being pinched here.
Look at that, TAT Eyebrows can't do much here, trying to hide in the Cloud Trick pit, gets spotted by Kra. And they will just buy some time. He will be forced to flash over that wall.
Yeah, and good collapse right there from Resurgence, forcing the flash out of Eyebrows, also securing this Scuttle Crab for themselves.
That's huge for Kralix there, and really bad for Eyebrows. It was plain sight how he burned his flash to just escape.
Yeah, and also, apart from that, Kralix also got, I believe, the Scuttle Crab in the top side of the river. So controlling both Scuttle Crabs not only gives a lot of gold and experience early on, also gives a lot of free vision in that river.
Okay, Zare and Raven trying to trade things up in the mid lane, but in the end, it's gonna be Zare just going back under turrets. Know that both of them have Ignite. It's gonna be Raven pushing in a hefty wave against Zare.
Yeah, and also if you notice right now, both of these mid laners have been getting their biscuits. So this suggests that apart from getting their main keystone mastery, they have the inspiration tree as their secondary. So we'll see how this could interact more since Sarah right now has that stopwatch.
It's all about that mind game. I mean, the waiting game here looks like Aaron wanted to go for a deny hop from Shinsekai, but misses. Close call though.
Yeah, really close call, but this is a trading pattern that we're gonna see here in the top side where whenever the boomerang is down on Gnar, and there's gonna be a trade in the bot lane.
Oh, they're just shoving back Kra. Spirit's Refuge trying to deny some damage, but they will just trade things up here. As TAT tried to make something work in the bot side. They can't depend on Eyebrows here. He did burn a flash very early for Resurgence to just plainly see, but they're trying their best to shove it away. Ignite! It's onto the Shen! First blood! Very easy first blood!
Yeah, and Kra right there playing with fire for so long. First try for Team Anything's bot lane, they didn't get the kill. But the second try was the charm for them there.
Oh man, Ignite was the final blow there, but in the end, great to secure by Ribena there. But looks like we're seeing some... Okay, Kralix got spotted just a teeny bit there. Looks like Zare will not fall for the gank.
Yeah, and Zare not falling for that gank right there, but that gank from Kralix was just more of he was trying to get a lot more damage down on Zara so that he will be denied the CS.
That combo, that hurts.
Yeah, but
Aaron,
Eyebrows.
Going in, Eyebrows. Oh, unfortunately, he does not have his flash up yet, but he can go for an engage there. Shinsekai, okay, forcing out a flash, that's good.
Yeah, and that flash from Shinsekai was mostly respect right there, knowing that if he did get CC'd, he might have been killed there in the top lane.
Close call there for Shinsekai, but at least we're seeing Aaron He's not gonna have too much pressure in the top side. Eyebrows did his job pretty good. I mean, Summoner Spell is better than nothing.
Yeah, exactly. But also, we do see a lot of these summoner spells being burned by junglers, but we'll wait and see if Team Anything can capitalize on that.
Okay, so far so good. First blood is in the hands of Rybina's there for the Jhin. Gets an immediate BF sword. That's gonna be a lot of damage.
Yeah, and that BF sword will turn into a Storm Razors later, so that's gonna be a really strong Jhin if he does get that item.
Okay. I mean, seeing how TAT they got the first blood. Resurgence though, late game comes. I think they're gonna rely on Raven to just choke down Rybina there. I mean, if ever he gets spotted out, I mean, he doesn't have much mobility, so he's gonna be an easy target for Raven.
Yeah, and we see here Raven actually having a really hefty CS lead early on, about 14 to 15. And I think there wasn't really a lot of ganks in the mid lane that would have given that, but there's a trade here in the bot lane.
They're focusing on the crowd. Okay, we can't lock down Cielo, so let's just go for the Shen. That's easier to just chunk down and maybe get another kill, because we're gonna be seeing 404's Ignite halfway there. It's cooldown.
Yeah, and going back to that mid lane, it just feels like Raven is outlaning Zer at this point, since he didn't really have a lot of help from Kralix, but at the same time he does have a lot of CS lead right now.
Interesting items here. We're gonna be seeing Zer getting the Lost Chapter, but we're gonna be seeing Raven getting the very early threats. Okay, respecting that Drowsy.
Yeah, and also respecting the damage that comes out from Zoe after you get hit by her full combo.
Okay, looks like Raven gets some chunk there. Still, at least he has some defensive items going in onto Zer. Okay, we can see the Ignite ticking. It's gonna be enough. Zer's quite low, flashing away. Here it comes. Eyebrows a bit too late. Kralix for the counter gang.
Yeah, and right there, Raven just 1v1ing Zer, getting the kill, already extending what lead he has in that mid lane.
Very close call for Zer there, but in the end, Raven, LeBlanc, very hard to pinpoint where it's gonna go, but in the end, that's gonna be a kill for Raven.
Yeah, and it's why I think Merc Treads is a really smart buy if you're in this matchup, specifically for both of these champions, since the Merc Treads is a pretty cheap item and it denies a lot of damage from either a Zoe or a LeBlanc. Also at the same time, if you ever get hit by one of the CCs, example for the root coming from that LeBlanc, it reduces the duration as well, which gives you a lot more survivability.
And I mean, for Resurgence, I think it's all about surviving the early game, waiting for the time to shine come the late game.
Yeah, but at the same time, they do have a lot of strength in the mid game with that Xin Zhao and Gnar, which can, right now, that Gnar is bullying that the Jarvan in the top side.
I like what I'm seeing right now in TAT's bot lane. They're doing a good job trying to zone out the Ezreal, trying to freeze the lane just a bit. But Kralix trying to eye the mid lane, looking for something. Binding connects, everything will fall into place as Resurgence are going into the mid lane. Kralix gets an easy kill.
Yeah, and Kralix gets an easy kill in the mid lane, but Eyebrows on the other side gets a kill in the top side of the map.
Oh man, the ways that we're seeing here, quite heavy focus onto the mid lane of TAT. And for the viewers out there wondering what happened at the top side, we'll give you some insights on it.
Yeah, and the replay right here, Aaron is 1v1ing Shinsekai, but the Flash Rider just hits the Glacial Prison on the Gnar, secures the kill for Team Anything.
That is a lot of resources spent, but in the end, you get results and take it at any time, and that's going to be happy for TAT. They're taking one kill for themselves, but I'm worried about Zer at this point. 0-0, while LeBlanc already has a thread and a blasting wand.
Yeah, I'm also worried about Zer, because apart from that, he is almost 40 CS behind Raven at this point. And I would say that this LeBlanc is so much ahead now against Zer. But we see here Resurgence getting this Cloud Drake.
No vision being placed by TAT. They don't know what's going on. Kralix, this will be a free Drake for Resurgence.
Yeah, this is gonna be the free Drake. Kralix is just gonna solo that Drake, and you see both of these teams just resetting, just trying to go back to their respective lanes.
And again, Kralix will wrap that up, take it in the bag, giving the Cloud Drake to his team. So at this point, we're gonna be near the 11-minute mark here. Gold lead is still not in anyone's favor, guys. So TAT, okay, they have what it takes to come back here, but I'm just quite worried about the skill matchup we're seeing in the mid lane.
Yeah, and it feels like Raven has really taken the advantage here in the mid lane. Zer just right there making a small mistake, not being able to get that CS. But at the same time, whenever this matchup, whenever one side gets a significant lead, it just becomes so much harder for anyone to be able. It looks like he's gonna give up a kill here.
Stopwatch, enough time? No, it's so brutal what we're seeing here. Every time Zer tries to go into the middle for CS, Raven just shuts him down, bursts him down, and that's gonna be the third death for Zer.
Yeah, and the third death right there just gives up a lot more pressure for Team Anything, and it looks like RSG, apart from getting that Drake, they are also eyeing this Rift Herald.
Man, it's brutal what we're seeing here for TAT, especially Zer in the mid lane, but leave it to Resurgence. When you're that close to the playoff spot, you know you're gonna step things up here as the turret in the mid lane will be destroyed, but for Resurgence also taking away the Rift Herald.
Yeah, and right now, Resurgence looks like they're in a spot to be able to make some more plays to snowball this game in their favor. Of course, Raven is 2-0-1. He has showed a lot of skill on this LeBlanc, and I'm looking for Raven to just keep on putting the pressure on Team Anything at this point.
Okay, looks like Raven, Kralix, and the Herald will be in the top side. They will try to accelerate this game.
Yeah, and looks like Team Anything does not want to give this tower just lying down, but they don't have a lot of members in this top lane.
Will the Herald keep pushing? We're still seeing Shinseka and Raven in the blue side. There's the control ward. They get spotted out just a bit. Gonna chuck it down just a bit. They're pretty much happy with that.
Yeah, and the thing here is, if you want to go for this Jarvan pick in the top side, you really need this Jarvan to get ahead against the Gnar early on. But also, compliments to Shinsekai. He was able to dodge a lot of the ganks. He only gave up one kill. So I think right now, Team Anything needs to really find a pick since their comp relies heavily on getting these picks in the mid game.
I mean, are we gonna see it happen here? But because seeing how TAT is playing this game so far, it's safe to say that Resurgence, they have this control, they have the aggression, and also it's gonna give a hard time for Zer to feel confident to actually go for these pickups.
Yeah, and at this point, Zer, he just really needs to stay far back. He just needs to hit his bubbles whenever they see an opportunity, but he cannot risk going in the middle of a fight.
Okay, what's this? Trying to get some vision out there. Prison is on to Kralix, but calls in the Stand United Resurgence. Okay, will the disengage? They will not commit to this fight.
Yeah, and an ult for an ult burn right there, and we saw here Raven just trying to trade in the mid lane.
Okay, so I think it's safe to say that for Resurgence, they have the protection from Crab, but in the end, okay, TAT, they know this. They don't have Standing United. We feel a bit confident. Let's do something here in the bot side.
Yeah, but there is a ward. They have been spotted by Resurgence right here.
But they can still try and catch Kra. Oh, a bit too late there. 4 members were invested in the bot side. They couldn't get anything.
Yeah, and Team Anything right now needs to find another pick. They did try for that bot lane, but Resurgence having a lot of wards going towards that bot side of the map.
And wards-wise, we're going to be seeing the investment that we want to see in all teams here. Resurgence getting a lot of vision in place, so they know they can keep pushing in. And great shift by Ciela, calling in the curtains. It's going to be a dodge. Okay, looks like he will not get anyone here. 4 members of Resurgence are in the zone. Over the wall, Raven looking at eyebrows here, but he does get away from the binding.
Yeah, and Rybina right there, I felt like he was too excited. His W did not hit Shiela, so that the snare wasn't there, and he wasn't able to hit his W.
Oh, look at that. Rybina just instantly gets chunked by this LeBlanc. Enough for him to disengage from the fight here. He does have teleport going to be off in cooldown, but Resurgence still sticking it in the bot lane.
Yeah, and right now Resurgence is dealing the pressure here in the bot lane. They really want to get this bot lane tower.
Okay, but TAT will not let them have their way just yet. They're still standing ground, but looks like we will see Shinsekai chasing down Aaron. Aaron does flash away, but will he get away here? I think not. That's going to be an easy kill for Shinsekai.
Yeah, and I was wondering why the Jarvan, why Aaron went for this Titanic Hydra, since if you want to go for a Jarvan top lane, I'm expecting it to go with a full burst. Probably going either for a Dust Wave or a Ravenous Hydra first, but instead going for the Titanic Hydra. I feel like with that item, he does not have enough burst to be able to take down the Gnar, even in the mini Gnar form.
I'm seeing a dagger on Aaron, so is he going for a Trinity Force?
Yeah, probably is going for that Triforce as well, but at this point, if he's already losing 1v1 to Shinsekai in the top side, it might be too late.
So, 15 minutes in. At this point, looks like Shinsekai will have an easy time. He does have the Black Cleaver, and Aaron's engage is also his escape. If he goes in and can't burst down the Gnar, it's pretty much game over.
Yeah, and right now, both of these two teams are just setting up for probably setting up for more objective takes, especially for Resurgence. They have taken down all of the outer tier turrets, and they might be eyeing to get this Mountain Drake.
Look at that, TAT. They know that the Drake is live right now. They're trying their best to put some wards, but Resurgence still pushing in hard.
Yeah, and Team Anything going in for that mid lane.
What a great flash! What a great lockdown! Raven's being locked down. He's not going anywhere! What a stand united from Resurgence for that safe Kra with a shield, denying the kill from TAT.
Yeah, and Team Anything right there pulls the trigger, tries to get the pick on Raven, but Raven able to escape using a double distortion and flash.
And in the mist, it looks like Resurgence will take away that Mountain Drake under the hands of TAT. Looks like they committed too much, but Resurgence knew how to play that around.
Yeah, but at the same time, that was the play that Team Anything needed and wanted at the same time. They were trying to trade more pressure in the mid lane by taking down Raven, taking down that shutdown gold, giving away that Mountain Drake to Resurgence, but Resurgence just played that super well. Raven played that really, really well, and they did not give anything to Team Anything.
Okay, we're gonna be near the 18-minute mark here, but again, yes, Team Anything could not get most of the resources across the map. They've lost 2 Drakes and they only got 1 turret, so Resurgence is playing this game really, really well. So close to that playoff spot.
Yeah, they're really so close now to that playoff spot, but until the game isn't over, they still have a chance. This is also a pretty crucial game for Team Anything. They need to get this win to be able to be in contention, to at least try and force a tiebreaker with Resurgence and Mineski.
And also keep that dream alive for the Indonesian squad for TAT, for the Malaysian squad for TAT here. So I want to know how things will pan out, because we're going to be seeing a huge wave crashing in from the top side. But look at that. RSG just invading all across the map of TAT.
Yeah, and this is what happens when one team has a lot of control, has a lot of pressure on the other team. They just keep trying to choke you out of your jungle, essentially.
Oh, wow. Raibina just flashing away for his life. But how long can he keep doing that? If his flash is not available there, that's going to be big for Resurgence. Not to mention TAT, they will lose their marksman.
Yeah, and also Raven right there, just showing how strong he is at this one, how much damage he can deal to the squishy targets from Team Anything.
Okay, and look at that. Resurgence is just playing this macro game here, just trying to split the members of TAT.
Yeah, and they do get that second tier turret in the mid lane, but we do see now, I think they're trying to go for this bot lane turret.
And we're still seeing Raven in the top side pressuring them. Looks like it's going to be TAT. Cannot answer what Resurgence is doing right now.
Yeah, because they just burned a lot of their cooldowns earlier on the trial pick on Raven, where Raven did manage to escape. Shinsekai now just trying to trade with Aaron at this point.
Can he go for more here? Looks like he will just settle for clearing out the waves and still offering pressure for his team.
Yeah, and oh man, right now I think Team Anything really needs to find a fight that they can win. If they get a pick at least on one member of Resurgence, that will lift a lot of the pressure that Resurgence right now is doing, because not only is Resurgence showing how strong the champions that they have right now from their gold lead, they're also macroing and rotating very well in this map.
But you know that TAT, they don't want to give it away just like that. They're trying their best to put some wards in place because the Baron buff is live right now, and they're trying to secure this Scuttle Crab.
Yeah, and if they do get this Scuttle Crab, it is a bit of a freebie, but at this point, Resurgence is waiting for Team Anything to make an overcommitment, to make a mistake, and right now Resurgence is taking away the Baron vision of Team Anything.
Okay, control ward in place there. Resurgence looks really good in that pit. Meanwhile, Shinsekai is still in the bot side, pressuring the bot lane of TAT.
Yeah, and we just need to wait at this point, Vulcan. We just need to wait for Team Anything or Resurgence to pull the trigger. Both of these teams just getting more items. If we look now at the items from Team Anything, Aaron does have that Black Cleaver and Titanic Hydra. This would suggest to me that he is looking for a more teamfight presence and also trying to just keep up with Shinsekai in the side lane push. At the same time, Zoe does have that Luden's Echo, which gives her a bit more damage, but it does not match up well to what Raven already has, almost a completed Morellonomicon.
It looks like Aaron does feel a bit more confident in this matchup against the Gnar. He does have the Black Cleaver. So right now, he's just matching the pressure that Resurgence is doing in the bot side. But for TAT, they're more on the reactive side, honestly, and now I want to see them going for those fights where they feel confident enough to take on Resurgence.
Yeah, but it's gonna be hard. They really need to get a pick from a mistake from a Resurgence member.
They're looking for the Prison Engage. Can they go for the Prison Engage? No, that's gonna be Raven rooting down eyebrows. They will not go for that engage.
Yeah, and right there, Raven, just a small mistake on the distortion, but it did not matter. I was actually waiting if 404 would be pulling the trigger. He did have that flash. If he flash headbutted and did a pulverize, he might have been able to catch out Raven, but he did not pull the trigger.
Look at that. Raven is just playing the 3 members of TAT. And now they're forced to rotate towards the mid lane and give away this blue buff to Resurgence.
Yeah, and Resurgence is just really trying to choke out the vision that Team Anything had earlier. Again, going back to this Baron, getting all the wards here. We'll see when would Resurgence try and get this Baron. They don't really have the strongest Baron taking team at this point.
But they can do something. I mean, at this point, TAT can't let Resurgence have everything they can here because they still want that dream where they can still go for that playoff spot. But you know that Resurgence, I mean, this close, I mean, they're stronger than ever, and now they're starting the Baron pit.
Yeah, they're starting this Baron. I'm not sure if Team Anything is in time to check this out. Sejuani still not going to that Baron pit. Team Anything, if you don't look now, you're just gonna give Resurgence a free Baron.
Okay, Aaron is too busy in the top side. Shinsekai, he's gonna go for a dive there. That's gonna be the cataclysm engage. That's gonna be the flash in from Aaron. He gets the kill.
Yeah, and at the same time, Resurgence pulled away from that Baron. I think they were caught by Team Anything. Shinsekai right there got the 1v1. He wanted really for Aaron to just look at him and not be able to get that teleport into the Baron pit, but because of his overcommitment to stop Aaron using his teleport, it costed him his life and a flash.
And now it's gonna be TAT trying to win back this bot lane pressure. But it won't be long because Shinsekai will be up in 18 seconds. He does have to teleport. If ever something does happen in Baron Pit, he will be ready. But he will be in Mini-Gnar form.
Yeah, but at the same time, that was the pick that Team Anything needed to be able to relieve the pressure. But Resurgence going back in this Baron Pit.
Okay, 6k health mark. 404 on the scene. Trying to go for the engage. 3-man flash, pulverized combo, teleport coming in. Oh, eyebrows missing the prison. Will it matter? Resurgence, all members strong. Aaron going in, locking down that Zengshao. He's left alone in the pit, soaking up damage from the Baron bump. Oh, Zer misses the panel star. Claw, and with the engage, with the taunt, and Shinsekai with the stun to the wall.
I am actually wondering right now what was the call from TAT. They did trade champions 1 for 3. This fight was in favor of Resurgence, but the comms, I'm not sure what was happening because Team Anything did not have a single target in that fight. Everyone is dealing damage to just anyone on Resurgence, and I felt like if Ribena just tried down a single target, just tried to burst one down, but Raven getting caught out here.
Smite, flash, smite, more slow. Ribena for the flash in. Oh no, that was pretty close there.
Yeah, and the replay right here. we see here where TAT went in, got that double knockup from 4v4, and look at here Ribena. He's trying to hit Shiela with his ultimate. If he just tried and hit Kralix with that, Kralix might have fallen down immediately, and the other members of Team Anything could have focused another target, but they just kept on hitting anyone. There was no single target here from Ribena, while we can see clearly who Resurgence wanted to kill from Team Anything, and I think that's how Resurgence won that Baron fight.
And just to go for overkill with the Mega Gnar ult to the wall for Zair. So, right at this point, 47 kills scored, 3 Drakes for the hands of Resurgence. Looks like, wow, 3 Drakes total. Next Drake will be Infernal. That's going to be the 4th.
Yeah, and if this goes to a later portion of the game, to the late game, and Resurgence is able to get that Elder Drake, it's going to be a pretty buff Elder Drake for them. But so far, Resurgence looks like they can close this game out.
Okay, and TAT, time's ticking. Have they come online here at this point?
For Team Anything, well, not really, because their comp really needs to be in the mid game.
Nice engage, 404. Prison's there for the slow. Couldn't call one more snipe. That's going to be the slow, but in the Kralix gets the damage there. But in the end, that's going to be Zair going in for the secure.
Yeah, and Zair gets the first kill for him in this game, taking down Kraw for a 1-for-0 exchange in favor of Team Anything.
Raven over the wall, going into Eyebrows, focuses the jungler there, just trying to chip the damage, trying to chip the members of TAT.
Yeah, and Team Anything right now, it feels like this is a desperation Baron for them, since Shinsekai is in the bot lane and there's still 3 members of Resurgence near the Baron pit.
Okay, 5 members strong. Raven chunking down the members of TAT. Meanwhile, Shinsekai will be the one to push in the bot lane. Now Resurgence, they just need to delay the recall. 404, missing the combo. Ciela still trying to poke the members down of TAT. Bubble in.
Shen ultimate on Raven right there.
Oh, man, more the merrier here, trying to just pressure the members of TAT. Flush them out the Baron pit.
Yeah, and Shinsekai just had a free time there, but Resurgence.
Okay, Aaron left alone. That's a clone. He read it. Oh, Stasis, time the Q, and there it is. Shut down.
Yeah, and Aaron gets the kill right there. We'll see if Resurgence can take him down.
And again, he won't be. Wait a minute. That's a lot of damage to Ciela, but that was such a close call.
Yeah, and Shiela almost falling down, but the clone usage from Raven right there, he let his clone walk past him, but great call from Aaron. This was a 50-50, by the way, for Aaron, and he did make the right choice.
He read it, he timed it, he took down Raven for that big shutdown. But looking at Raven's items, you can expect a Rabadon soon.
Yeah, and Shiela and the rest of Resurgence are now trying to take this Baron again.
Okay, we're going to be seeing a teleport. Ribena for the teleport. Curtain call is up. Cross quite low. 404 going in. Headbutts the Narb. Kralix is here. Baron at 3k HP. They cannot stop the Baron. It's going to be a smite secured by Kralix.
Yeah, and with that, Resurgence gets and secures the Baron and even extends his gold lead to almost 9,000.
Oh, that's big. I mean, at this point, TAT will be reaching that dreaded 10k gold lead mark. But seeing how we're nearing the 30-minute, actually, it's still could be anyone's game at this point.
Well, for this part, it feels more like Resurgence is really in the driver's seat at this point. A lot of their members have a lot of spikes. Look at Raven right now. He does have that Deathcap, Luden's Echo, and Morellonomicon. If he ever gets on top of Ribena, even with that Hexager, I believe he is just gonna get popped. At the same time, Shiela has that Trifor, has that Muramana, and that completed Blade of the Ruined King. He's gonna deal so much damage, even to the front line of Team Anything.
Okay, for TAT, they need to answer something here. The Baron buff will expire soon, but still quite a long shot. Not even halfway there. But the Infernal will spawn in 1 minute and 38 seconds.
Yeah, and the Infernal won't be really the highest priority objective right now for Resurgence. They do have that Baron. They might be looking for either a 1-3-1. We see here Shiela just shoving the mid lane wave right now, while the rest of RSG is at the bot side, while Shinsekai is split pushing at the top side, going against Aaron.
Okay, that's going to be tough, but Aaron can handle it. That's going to be a huge vision. Okay, they're going onto the Gnar. leaps away, locking him down. Flash has been burnt, but it gets locked down by 404's combo. And there's the sleepy trouble. Aaron takes him out. Meanwhile, in the base, it looks really bad for Team Anything.
Yeah, Team Anything really want to get that kill on Shinsekai, but at the same time, Resurgence answers back with 2 inhibitor takes.
Oh man, perfect timing there. Both taking down at the right time. So Resurgence traded Shinsekai's life for double inhibitors. That's pretty much worth it for Resurgence.
Yeah, and right now with the base broken for Resurgence, they can just fall back, reset, and try to go for a death push against Team Anything.
Man, 29 seconds left on the Inferno. Looks like they'll just take it away for free. Baron buff. Okay, it's now less than halfway there. It's still active, but TAT with 2 inhibitors down. This does not look really good.
Yeah, this does not look good for the second seed of Malaysia from Team Anything. They are pinging that dragon, but they are spotted by the single ward that is in the river for Resurgence.
30. Aha, look at that. Everyone gets spotted by the True Shot Barrage, instantly gets flushed out. Kra there with the plant, just fishing out the members of TAT. There, sidestep the Tender, he's still alive. It's gonna be Raven winning it. Bubble does not connect. Rybina going into another block. Look like Ambrose taking out Ciela. Looks like it's gonna be TAT. Just chasing down the members, especially Raven, but at least Ciela was taken out.
Yeah, Ciela was taken out from Resurgence right there. Resurgence wasn't in their proper battle lines. Their 2 damage leaders, Ciela and Raven, were really far into Team Anything's team. But right now, Team Anything needs to defend their base. They really just need to hunker down and try and get these inhibitors back up.
And now with the Elder Drake, okay, next year will be Elder, a bit too far, but looks like TAT will have to answer the incoming waves for the bot and the mid. They can't stay out too long.
Yeah, and I just noticed that Aaron has this dagger that he has had for a while now. We were predicting that he was gonna go for that Tri-First, but instead he went for the Black Cleaver. And right now I'm questioning, why does he still have that dagger in his inventory?
He's gonna save it. That's a lot. That's the attack speed investment there, so he will still hold on to it.
Or it might be his lucky dagger.
Could be a lucky dagger. You want all the luck you can get here when you're looking at 2 inhibitors down and Resurgence are just pushing up the waves.
Yeah, and hopefully that lucky dagger can really have helped Team Anything right now, because they're really getting choked out by Resurgence.
This looks bad. Okay, 404 does not have his ultimate, forced to use it to survive. Resurgence looking at the last inhibitor standing for TAT. Aaron trying to look pretty engaged, but it's kind of risky. Meganar form is up for Shinsekai.
Yeah, and Resurgence just wants to do this in the textbook fashion. They just destroyed the 3rd inhibitor of Resurgence.
Prison does not connect. TAT cannot engage anymore. They're trying their best to take down the Gnar. Kralix going in, but in the end, Resurgence, they're gonna end this game. Look at that. Finally, it's gonna be the Singapore squad going in for the playoffs.
Yeah, and with that win for Resurgence, they have moved on to 3-2, and they have secured their spot in the semifinals.